Okay, so part two is the bad you are aware of, the bad that is visible, the bad that is present. Okay? These are your shortcomings, these are your challenges. Okay? These are the things that, in a moment of weakness you may fall into. Or these are aspects about yourself that you're working on. And that's the key point is you're working on. You're working on these. These are sides of yourself that you probably wish weren't here, but you say, you know what, John? I got a problem with alcohol. You know what? You've admitted it. And if you're working on it, then you are definitely heading in the right direction. So you are aware that is a problem. You are aware that is a shortcoming. You are aware that is a challenge. And you're working through it. You're saying, I got a problem with alcohol. Another one, I got a problem with video games. I play 18 hours at a time. I got a problem with drugs. I got a problem with pornography. I got a problem with beating myself up. I got a problem with food. I got a problem with toxic friends. I got a problem with toxic relationships. Whatever the case may be, if it is a side of yourself that is probably not helping you, but you're aware of it and you're working through it, then it's the bad you're aware of, the bad that is visible, the bad that is already brought up to the surface and you're working through it. So that's the second side of this equation is the bad you're aware of. Because if you say that, okay, we'll just say alcohol. That's just probably the simplest example I can use. Saying, I got a problem with alcohol. Once I start, I can't stop. Or I need a couple to wake up. I need a couple to go to bed. I need a couple at lunch. Hey man, whatever's going on, I get it. But if you're aware of that and you're working on that, you're working through that, you are making progress towards, I don't want to say solving it, but you're definitely managing it. Right? You're managing it. That's a victory. You are managing your problems. You are managing your addictions. You are managing your shortcomings. Or if you say, I got another problem, I got toxic relationships I get into. I just got a really bad habit. Every time I start a new relationship, he's taking advantage of me or she's taking advantage of me. And I got to stop that. I got to stop rolling over. I got to stop caving in. And these are my steps that I'm taking towards that goal to manage that. Now, like I said, you might fall into that. That's cool. It happens. Goodness gracious, does it happen? I don't know that many people that can honestly cold turkey something. Out of all the cold turkey that I've came across, it seems like nicotine is just about the only one that's pretty consistent. Because you probably really don't need nicotine, and the buzz you get off it is not good. But it's very hard to cold turkey things, right? Okay, whether it's food, pornography, alcohol, toxic relationships, poor self image. That is very hard to stop all that on one try. You're going to relapse. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of, do you stop it sooner rather than later after you relapse? And that's a decision you have to make. So, no, I mean, with that being said, guys, now if you are on the road to recovery and whatever your situation is, whether it's alcohol or porn or self-image issues or eating disorders, whatever your bag is, just I want to let you know that I'm right there with you. I've got my problems that I deal with on a daily basis. Every day I've got to wake up and I got to ask myself, who's going to win today? Me or that addiction? I like to think I win more often than not. Now, some days the addiction does win. It happens. There's not. But if you're able to pull it apart and say, when I started it, he was winning every other day. Maybe now he's only winning one day a week. Hey, that's an improvement. So what I just said is an example of a bad side that you're aware of, a bad side that is visible, a bad side that is present. You know it's a challenge, but you're working on it because you brought it up to the surface, right? You brought it up to the surface. So, um, so just like I said, just keep that in mind, guys. So this is the second part. First part was the good you're aware of. Second part, the bad you're aware of. Now we're gonna go into to just use the iceberg analogy. Part 3 and part 4 is we're gonna go beneath the water to see the rest of the iceberg and how huge it is underneath. All right, guys, I'll see you for the next lesson.